disturbances, and obviously they're known to each other.
Things are looking up for the Whyalla Steelworks. Up to 100 new employees are needed, 63 immediately. Deputy Premier Susan Close says it's good news for workers laid off by the former owner.
The administrators are keen to re-employ people who have lost work before. So obviously those people are trained and are familiar with the site, but they're also looking more generally as well, depending on what the skill set is.
The Treasurer says he doesn't want to see the instant asset write-off lapse, claiming it's currently being held up in the Senate. Labor's budget didn't include any extra funding for the small business tax concession. The measure will lapse at the end of June if Parliament doesn't pass laws this week to extend it. Jim Chalmers wants to see the bill go through.
We're talking with the crossbench about that right now, and I don't want to drop the minute, but I've had a conversation with a crossbencher this morning about it. We know that it's an issue in the fact, in case we run out of parliamentary runway, we want to see that extended.
Jeans West has entered administration with 90 stores set to close, with a loss of around 600 jobs across the country. Parent company Harbour Guidance will restructure the business and are expected to keep the online shop. Retail analyst Barry Urquhart says March was always going to be the month when many businesses would fold.
Many of them have been holding on very tenuously in the hope that last Christmas was going to be their saving grace. Christmas was flat. Sales contracted, and bricks and mortar stores, along with online, did not have a good Christmas period, and therefore reality has struck.
More movement in SA. There have been 2 earthquakes today. The first was a 2.5 north of Mannum early this morning. There's also been a 1.5 tremor at Jamestown, the second in Jamestown this week. Some of the United States' top intelligence officials have appeared before Congress after a war chat mistake. US officials inadvertently discussed military action in the Middle East on an unclassified group chat a journalist had been invited to. Senate Democrat Mark Warner has described it as a careless and incompetent error.
Classified information should never be discussed over an unclassified system. It's also just mind-boggling to me that all these senior folks were on this line and nobody bothered to even check Security Hygiene 101. Who are all the names? Who are they?
Now turning to 5AA sport, SA is now at the crease in the Shield final against Queensland at Karen Rolton Oval. We have lost a quick wicket to be 1 for 28. Henry Hunt out for a duck. The Bulls made just 95 in their first innings, only 4 players hitting double figures. Port will name their side for round 3 tonight. They play Essendon in Melbourne tomorrow night. We already know Tom Cochrane will make his debut to cover one of 3 injured players. Coach Ken Hinkley says Jack Lukosius will be on the sidelines for a while to come.
You know, he's got to control what he can for the first week after surgery, get everything under control, and then progress really quickly to getting back to playing football. And whatever that timeline will be, it's too early now to give you any type of indication, but it'll be a significant period of time that he misses.
And in tennis, Alex de Minaur is out of the Miami Open, beaten by Matteo Berrettini in straight sets 6-3, 7-6. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon, at Enfield, a smash at Main North Road near Darlington Street. Seaton, a crash in Taplers Hill Road near Trimmer Parade. Slow for works at Riverlea Park, Port Wakefield Road near Carmela Road, speeds at 40, and getting busy at Glenelg East, Brighton Road near Dunbar Terrace. Slow for works at Fulham, Henley Beach Road near Chippendale Avenue with cameras this afternoon, Education Road, Happy Valley, and Harvey Avenue at Netley. Velocity members save up to 40% off selected products at Snooze, plus for a limited time earn double Velocity points. Hurry in, Sunday exclusions, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow 31, Friday sunny 33 and Saturday 30. Right now it's 33 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, a woman found dead in the southern suburbs. Police say it's suspicious. The winners and losers from the budget, what it means for you. The groundbreaking new breast cancer device. An RAAF plane shot down in World War II, discovered deep in the ocean. And the touching moment Port's son of a gun is told he'll make his AFL debut. 9 News. Your news. 9th at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Parties. Weddings. Big events. What do they all have in common? Pals. You know your pals want to have a good time, but what will everyone want to drink? That's when you need to speak to Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals will make sure you've got the right type of drinks, the right amount, and best of all, we'll make sure you've got the best labels that will keep everyone talking about your event. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
It's a fact. There are thousands of medium-sized homes all over Adelaide that have old-style, inefficient heating and cooling. So, upgrade now with Mannix. Get a super-efficient, top-quality ducted reverse cycle air conditioning system now and be comfortable all year round from an incredible $7,990 fully installed with our 10-year installation guarantee. Conditions apply. But don't delay, prices are rising. Buy now and save. From the SA name you know and trust.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Good afternoon to you. We are now live on the Facebook and YouTube live stream into the third and final hour of the afternoon's program, which means it's time for this.
Pasco, can you turn it off and then can you turn it on again? Hey!
Richard Pascoe, Adelaide tech guy in the studio. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialists. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Stacey. What a magnificent day, isn't it?
Beautiful day.
No rain on the horizon.
No,
Yes.
I know.
We haven't had any reports. I was thinking this when you were talking about it before, of an increase in rats and mice.
Huh.
Because normally when we've got a drought, they all come looking for food.
Yeah.
Sorry to put that out there, folks.
Yeah,
but
thanks
yes.
for that. I think we've heard about more snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but rats and mice.
All right, on the lookout. Thanks for
That's
that.
it.
One more thing to worry about. Really appreciate that.
That's all right.
Now, before we get into it, if you do have a call for Richard, get on the phone, 8223 0000. But I wanted to follow up on one of our calls from last week. Rosemary was having trouble getting onto her Ticketmaster account through her
That's
Crows
right.
app to get her tickets.
And she spent a couple of days down at the Crows. Big cheerio to all those people down the Crows headquarters. Didn't get any satisfaction out of it from them. But what I was able to do was there is a reset part on the Ticketmaster page, people. So once we got that, we got a message sent to her phone, was able to come along, logged into her account for her, changed the email address, made sure everything was all right, and she's back in.
Okay. She's back in.
She's back in.
So you had to reset her password for her.
And change her email address, her
And her
details. If you've got a Ticketmaster account, can I urge you to make sure you've got your mobile phone number on it? You should have it on there because they text you tickets.
Yeah.
So, that's all part of it. But you can go along and get back in with just your phone number.
Good.
So, yeah. So she was a happy woman.
Okay, good. I'm
After
glad
that,
she
so,
can
yeah.
get her tickets. Well, and after the weekend, of course.
Yeah, she should be happy.
Last couple of weeks, she should be happy.
Even though she was a Crows supporter, I helped her.
So selfless.
Yes.
So selfless.
Love you all. So, yes.
Ken has sent us a text just letting you know I had a scam email from Telstra. Well, it wouldn't have been from Telstra then. Asking me to update my details on Big Pond. It looks real. The email starts off, "Dear webmail user, it's all been sorted now. All passwords have changed, but it stressed me out. Big Pond users, be careful."
Exactly right. There are so many issues with emails at the moment that that's a big one out there. We've got to say at the moment. So if you do get an email in from it's not from Telstra, if you can log on to your webmail account, if emails still come and go, you're fine. Right? So that's all good. Can I just say to people out there, the messaging company which controls IINet, TPG, Internode, Aussie Mail, all the different companies I bought over time, I'm getting so many complaints about it.
Oh, still.
So, if you've got one, if you've got an account with those, in some cases you've got to go along and make sure that you have what's called an individual password for every device that you've got, and you put email on there.
Oh, my God.
If you're not on the live stream at the moment, Stacey's rolling her eyes.
As if we don't have enough passwords for enough accounts.
Exactly right. On there. So, make sure you turn on two-factor authentication, which we're trying to do to protect your account. But I've had 3 people who've gone along and clicked a scam email when it's been on the messaging company site and lost all their emails.
Oh, no.
And the messaging company, a bit reluctant to help you get everything back.
Of course. Of course they are.
So, yeah, so if you're on the messaging
beware.
company, just beware out there and just be very careful. And it's I've had it where I had somebody with an Aussie Mail account, which goes through the messaging company, supposed to have all the new settings of the messaging company on there for incoming and outgoing. But unfortunately, it still wanted all the old Aussie Mail settings on there, not the new settings.
Okay.
So I wish they'd get their act together.
I actually got an email the other day that I thought was a scam, and it was from my bank. And at first I saw an attachment, and I saw, we need you to update your details. And I thought, scam.
Yes.
However, then I read through the email and it said, please do not reply to this email. Please call us to update your details. It was something to do with, I don't know what it was.
And you checked the phone number?
Checked the phone number. That's hubby's job anyway.
Yeah.
I was on the phone. I was on hold to the bank for an hour and a half a couple of weeks
so you got
ago.
Nothing else to
Yeah,
do,
exactly. That was to work out our interest rates and whether they'd dropped and if we could reduce our repayments. Instead, they just do it and don't tell you. Anyway, there's my gripe. But yes, it was a legitimate email. I still didn't open the attachment. Basically, they said, your details that we have for you are in the attachment. We still need you to call us to either confirm the details or to update the details. Don't reply to this email. Never send your details over email address to us. I still didn't open the attachment because I thought, I'm still hesitant. But called the bank, sorted it out. It was legitimate. And I'm glad the email said, don't reply to this. Yeah. Yep. Okay, let's go to some calls now. Glenn is in Tea Tree Gully. Hello, Glenn.
Good afternoon. Richard, it's Glenn the gardener.
Hi, Glenn. How are you?
Good, thanks. The issue with the dual phone sharing information and data has reared its ugly head again. She's got her own Apple Store ID, her own email address on her own phone. The only thing we share is that I pay her phone bill. But now she's still getting trouble, even though she's reset everything, brand new password, brand new email address. She still needs to put in my Apple Store password.
That's because you've bought apps for her under your account. So every time that comes up, so it comes up for, let's say, the FIVEAA app is in her name. Right, so what happens to it says we want to update it, but we need Glenn's email address, Apple email address and password. She needs to delete the app and buy it under her account.
Done. Okay.
All right, so you shouldn't be. So that's every time you tell her. Every time it comes up, delete that app and buy it under your account.
And just for the record, the FIVEAA app is free. No need to buy it.
I do have it.
Good
man.
Good work, Glenn.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you. That's Glenn in Tea Tree Gully. Now, Richard, I wanted to ask you about this news story. Madrid has apparently banned laptops and tablets in the classroom for kids under 12 years of age. And I feel like we're seeing... we saw technology escalate so quickly and social media, and every kid over a certain age has a smartphone and social media accounts, and now I feel like it's gone too far too quickly, and what we know is finally starting to catch up with the technology, and people are starting to roll it back now, and we're starting to go, oh, hold on, mobile phones in school's not a good idea. Social media for kids, not a good idea. Tablets in classrooms, maybe not a good idea. I realise this might be a sensitive one to ask the tech guy.
Right.
Adelaide tech guy. But I think this is a good news story. What do you think?
Guess what, Stacey?
What?
I think it's a great idea.
Oh, good.
I really do. So, in Madrid, they're banning them to protect their mental and physical health because when they're inside playing with, on a tablet, on a laptop, they're not outside doing what they should be doing.
Yep.
When I went to school, I know it's a long time ago, people, when I went to school. So Madrid are removing out of concern for the children's mental well-being. I think it's a great idea. Like we're trying to do with social media here. In Australia now, and especially in South Australia, I think the Malinowskis government really, put us to the front of all of these sort of things. It really is, they quote the impact of addiction to screens. You are addicted to screens, people. I see so many people who are the exposure to inappropriate material online.
Yeah.
When schools are dishing these out, and it's not all schools, But you can go along and you can set age limits on there. So you can go along and say you can only look at G-rated stuff on there. The amount of times I've been to see people and it's all changed. They can go along and see everything on there. So, you know, if your child's got a laptop or a tablet on there, I'd urge you to go along and do that. Madrid's regional education minister also said that the misuse of computers and tablets, again, affecting children's health, you know, and it was at the root of mental issues such as depression. When we had the Premier's social media summit here in town, there was a huge call on there for, you know, more mental health services out there for kids. But he also said the numerous studies have shown that the ability to read and write does not develop equally when working on a screen as opposed to paper. They want to bring back pen and paper. Nothing wrong with that at all.
No way. Have you seen Adolescence?
The film or TV?
It's a series on Netflix. It's new. There's only 4 episodes. They're about an hour long each. It is amazing. It's really eye-opening, and it's basically the opening scene is a whole bunch of cops. It's just a pretty normal house in London, family, mum, dad, daughter, son. They get raided, their front door gets broken down by armed police officers, and they arrest a 13-year-old boy for murder. And you find out through the series whether or not he did it and what the reasons could or couldn't be for whether or not he did it. And a lot of it is about kids bullying each other and getting information from, you know, irreputable sources online, and parents not really being across it because their kids have phones and laptops and iPads in their room, and parents don't know what they're doing and how long they're up. But
there can be, Stacey, you know, a lot of parents do a great job.
Yeah.
A lot of parents out there want to be more like friends to their kids. I'm not telling you how to parent people at all, but, you know, it's about going along and setting some boundaries down. And I get parents who go, I'm just about to give my 10-year-old an iPhone. Can we restrict everything on there? And you always got to go along and say, as soon as they walk out the front door, it's like the Wild West out there.
Yeah.
You know, anything can happen on there. You know, there was another mother I talked to yesterday, 9 years old, got a laptop in school, does a times table thing. It's all they do for it.
On the laptop?
On the laptop.
We can do that with a pencil and paper.
Pencil and paper.
Yeah. Why do you need a laptop for times tables?
You have to wonder sometimes.
Yeah.
At 9 years old, do you need one?
Yeah.
No.
I would say no.
No. And this isolates us.
You're holding up your phone.
I'm holding up my phone. That's why it should be on the live stream. I'm holding up my phone. But it isolates us. You see it when you go out with people. You know, table full of people, mixed, you know, everybody starts to go out, and it really is all about looking at the phone and not talking to everybody.
Yeah.
We've got to come back a bit from that.
We do, and I think it is.
Yeah.
I really think it is. There's, you know, a lot of my friends who are parents, they don't even use screens around their children for the first 3 years because all the studies are showing that a child, even a 3-year-old child, can become addicted to the screens. Yes. So, you know, when they're with their kids, it's everyone's phone is away. I know people that have bought themselves phone jails. So they will lock their phone in a jail because that is the only way they won't touch it. All right, 8223 0000 is the number to call. If you've got a question for Richard, we'll take a quick break and then he will answer some of your questions.
With Bridgestone Tech Check, our technicians send you a 60-second video inspection that shows you what needs repairing now and what can wait, so you can go with confidence. Bridgestone Select Tyre and Auto.
See movies how they should be seen. Hear movies how they should be heard. All on the big screen with Quake Sound at Wallace. And now you can see them for less and enjoy candy bar discounts and other special member offers and freebies. Simply become a My Wallace member today. It's free, it's easy, and it's full of benefits. Go to wallace.com.au and click on Join My Wallace today. Wallace Mitcham, Mount Barker, Noarlunga and the Piccadilly. South Australia's home of big screen magic and entertainment.
Streets of getting a little crazy. Look at here. Look at shorty got back. Should I ask her for a dance? Hold on, there's too many in the wolf pack.
The all-electric Kia EV5 with built-in cooled storage and long-range option with up to 555 kilometres of range. The Kia EV5. Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Consciousness. The awareness of one's existence has divided philosophers for centuries. Is it an illusion? Do we exist beyond our own mind? Or are we just watching Aldi's 43-inch Full HD Smart TV? Just $249. With streaming at your fingertips. It's special you can buy at Aldi's Big Entertainer Sale this Saturday. Aldi. Good different.
Come on in.
We open our doors to people we trust and care about. And for over 90 years, South Australians have been opening their doors to Rest Haven. In turn, we've been opening doors to an easier, better life at home. From personal care to help with the shopping and social outings, you'll welcome the care that Rest Haven brings.
Start your caravan or motorhome journey with confidence at Camper Agent RV Supercentre. For a limited time, we're offering massive savings and 3-year extended warranty on eligible pre-owned motorhomes from Kia and Talbot. There's also great savings across our huge range of brands, including Winnebago, Windsor, Corrimal and Adria. Make 2025 your best year ever. Visit Camper Agent RV Supercentre Parafield Gardens to find the perfect RV to start your adventure.
With so many holiday homes on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. Surfing Tina at a beach villa. Is that a shark? Or channel surfing Tina in an apartment. Ooh, a shark show. Book whoever you want to be. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
22 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, and we'll keep updating you on the score down at Karen Rolton Oval. South Australia is 2 for 39 at tea time. And Rowie and Timmy G will be broadcasting live from the Oval for the Sheffield Shield final this afternoon, so make sure you stay listening, and make sure you're listening to them on Friday as well, because Rowie and Timmy G's Showdown Fish-Off is happening. They'll have a boat captained by Rowie and another by Timmy. It'll be Crows v Port with bragging rights on the line. So make sure you tune in on Friday from 4 o'clock to see who's taking out the inaugural trophy. And it's all thanks to Alpha Industries and Pepper's Cleaning Products. Truck strength for your car, caravan, boat or home. peppersaustralia.com.au for more information. We're in the middle of Tech Talk with Richard Pascoe, Adelaide tech guy, in the studio. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialists. And we're getting some of your calls now. Let's go straight to Rosemary in Yulebury. Oh, I can't click on Rosemary's line there. We might go to Andrew in Ridgehaven instead. Hello, Andrew.
Andrew.
Hello, Stacey. Hello, Richard. How you going?
Good.
Be careful where you step on doorsteps, Richard.
Right.
That's probably your post this morning, obviously.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yes. I'll explain that. I'll explain that after you. I'll explain that after you hang up. So, yes.
Just quickly, I've got a recorded short message on my iPhone, the memo, the voicemail.
Yeah.
The voicemail.
Yes.
Where you make a recording of two people talking.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, how can I save that so I don't lose it?
You've already got
leave it in there? Or
yeah, I'd leave it in there, but yeah, I think you can export them if you wanted to. So go along and say, put it onto your computer.
Okay, I could do that with a cord, or
no, you should be able to basically send it to iCloud, which if you got an iPhone, you'd be able to go along and do it. Send it to iCloud and save it there, and then transfer it to wherever you want it to go.
There is also a share button, because I use them regularly to do interviews on my phone. So there's a share button, and you can text it to yourself or email it to yourself or whatever you'd like to do.
I think she's putting you out of a job, Richard.
She's like my apprentice. You know that. Stacey's doing a wonderful job, so yes.
Thank you both. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No problem, Andrew. I won't attempt any more.
I went to a client's this morning. They weren't home, right? And this is what Andrew's referring to, right? And I'm standing at the front door. They weren't home. And right next to the front door, apologies if you're reading something, Pete, was 2 pairs of dirty jocks sitting there.
Oh.
Right next to the front door on a wooden table.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know anymore. There's a lot of questions that I've got. But
there were a lot of questions I had too, Stacey.
Don't want to ask.
No, there we go.
All right. Yes. Let's leave that one. We'll try Rosemary in Newbury again. Hello, Rosemary.
Hello, Stacey. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Rosemary.
Richard, I'd like to thank you for last week. I rang you, and I'm a Crow supporter.
Yep.
Just so you can remember.
Yes, I do.
We mentioned you at the start, Rosemary.
Richard promised to ring me back within an hour after the session, and he did just before the half hour, and he worked around a situation for me, which I was able to then get the details I wanted. So just like to say thank you.
Isn't that nice? Thanks. No, that's good. Now you can go to the football.
I can. Well, yes, I can.
Yep.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Are you there?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Talking of the football, has anyone got their gather round tickets yet? Sorry.
This is not the sports show, Rosemary.
I know.
What's the question? Have you bought some but you haven't received them?
Yes. They haven't issued them, I don't think, yet.
Yeah, okay.
Right. It's only a few weeks away.
I was going to say, still a few weeks away.
You'll be right.
Okay. All right. Okay, otherwise I'll be calling back.
Yeah, all right, no problem.
I've got to solve gather-round ticket problems
Yeah,
now.
gosh, that's a big job. Well, if anyone else has bought gather-round tickets and has received them, or if you haven't, let us know. Send me a text, 044808 1395. And Rosemary, we might talk to you a little bit closer if you still haven't got them, but still a few weeks away. Sometimes I get my tickets like a couple days before when you've bought them. That's pretty
You'll be
the norm,
right,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Underdale. Hello, Jasmine.
Oh, hello. Richard, I have a Windows 10 computer, Microsoft Windows 10. Now, you're saying that coming October there's going to be problems with it. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. So for anybody out there with a Windows 10 computer, if you can't see when you start Windows Update, the upgrade to Windows 11, you've got two choices. You either pay Microsoft $50 to last another year and they'll send you updates, or you buy a new computer.
Oh, so I won't be able to get anything on the computer after.
It's going to be insecure. How old's your computer, Rosemary? Jasmine?
It's quite a few years old. But the only thing I use the computer for is the internet. I don't use the Word program or anything. I just sort of get emails, Google, and the banking and things.
That's the big danger, Rosemary, is because you don't get updates anymore. That means that eventually it's going to become very insecure for you to go along and browse on the internet. It's like we don't use Windows 7 computers anymore. We don't use Windows Windows XP computers anymore.
Okay, but I will still be able to use it, but it won't be safe to use. Is
That's
that what
exactly
you're saying?
right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the main thing is the safety side of it, but I still would be able to get things, what about if I bought a proper program like a Norton's or something like that?
Will make no difference at all.
Okay.
All right.
Sucks, Jasmine. It's terribly annoying. I hate it. Thank you for the call, though. 8223 0000. Now, Richard, we're almost out of time, but there's a very important question from Deb in Wollonga on the text line.
Go, Deb.
Why can't I get FIVEAA on some radios? One of them's only 6 months old. If I do get it, it's crackly. It's fine on my phone, but not the radio. We need to fix this problem for Deb ASAP.
Some of the digital radios out there, it depends what suburb you're in, always seem to have issues.
Yeah.
Right, because it's coming over a different way. There's parts of you drive to Mount Barker that it drops out when you just go down, doesn't matter, you just miss it for a while on there. So it's always better to go over, I've got to say, over on the phone.
On the app.
Got the app, stream it through to a Bluetooth speaker, we sound magnificent.
Okay, but it's not an issue with her radio sometimes. It would just be the reception?
It is a reception. You've got the antenna up, Deb. That's what I'd say.
Move it to a different place in the house?
Yep.
Are we talking that old school?
Yeah, turn it off and on again.
Turn it off and on again, put it in a different place.
Different place.
Adjust the antenna.
Some of them have got wire behind that you can go along and stick the antenna
stick the wire up.
Yeah,
Yep.
stick the antenna up.
Okay.
All right.
Try all of that stuff.
That's it.
Sounds old school. It's what we used to have to do.
Exactly right.
Give it another go.
We love the FIVEAA app.
We do. Yes, absolutely. If you haven't got around that, Deb, definitely download the FIVEAA app. It's very, very easy to use. All right, Richard, thank you for coming in.
Thanks, Stacey.
Always fun to chat.
We'll do it again next week.
Sounds good. Deal. Richard Pascoe, Adelaide tech guy, in the studio every Wednesday taking your tech questions. It's time for the 3:30 news headlines now, and after that, a very special group of graduates will be joining me in the studio, our most recent cohort of guide dogs.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. A suspicious death at Christie Downs. A woman in her early 40s is under investigation. New job opportunities have been announced in Whyalla. Green Senator Sarah Hanson-Young has pulled out a dead salmon wrapped in plastic during debate in Parliament. And in sport, Port Adelaide's Tom Cochrane will make his debut against Essendon tomorrow night. The 5AA forecast, sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow, 31. Right now it's 32 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
New in 2025, Thursday nights now have a footy flavour. Every week, catch Thursday night football live on 5AA. Then, plenty of time for your calls as Leith Forrest jumps in the chair to talk you through the rest of your evening.
A pretty hard act to follow.
It's footy and Forrest.
Entertaining the masses.
Thursday nights on 5AA.
There's no better time to plan the escape you deserve than during Celebrity Cruises' autumn sale. Explore Europe, New Zealand, or your own backyard with up to 75% off your second guess. Plus, save up to $750 per room. Book today and see why nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises. Visit celebrity.com/au or contact your travel advisor. T's and C's apply.
Unique, loyal, fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
Doing day-to-day things online has made our lives easier. Paying bills, shopping, banking. It all makes perfect sense to do online. But what doesn't make sense is doing your will online. It's fraught with potential problems and can leave a mess behind. From the simplest to the most complex wills and estate plans, Donlan Lawyers can answer your questions and help carry out your final wishes properly. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com, Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide, and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Hi, Daniel Talley here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Sometimes renovating an older home built before the 90s is just not worth the hassle, time or the cost. Instead, we buy your home as it is and give you as much time as you need to find your new dream home. We don't charge fees, there's no advertising costs or commissions. We just make the process of selling your home easy. Look out for a letter from us in your mailbox or visit home.com.au. That's HAUME.com.au.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. For fixed price services, call Precise.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Live, local. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Good afternoon to you. It's 25 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. And trust me, you want to jump on the Facebook and YouTube live stream right now because it's got to be one of my favourite times of the years. We have had a whole bunch of graduates today in South Australia. 7 new guide dogs have graduated. 5 of them will stay here in South Australia. 2 of them will be moving to Queensland. So joining us in the studio is Guide Dogs SA and NT Ambassador Dog Esky, Esky's handler Beth Woods, and also Aaron Chia, who's the CEO of Guide Dogs SA and NT. Good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for coming in. Oh, Beth, I have to say, Esky, when you walked in, I said hello to both of you, shook your hands, and I know when dogs have their little jackets on, they're working, so don't pet them, as hard as it is. But you said, say thank you to Stacey, and Esky bowed down.
I know. That's her favourite trick.
Oh, she does very well. So Esky is a girl?
Yes, she is. How? It's not a very feminine name. But
no, that's fine. How old is she?
She's 7.
Oh, look at her. She's on the Facebook and YouTube live stream. She's chilling out. She's very chill.
Yeah, she is a very chill dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is an ambassador dog?
Well, she really, I guess, is the face of guide dogs. So she goes to interviews. We go collect checks from people who have donated money to us. We go to organisations to promote guide dogs. So she's really representing guide dogs.
How good. Well, she's an excellent representative. What do you think, Aaron?
Absolutely. and Beth's not bad either.
Well, for sure, of course. So tell me, we had 7 graduates today, 5 of them staying here and 2 heading off to Queensland. We must do a great job of training them here if we're training some to send into state.
Love to think so because we, as I've said before, we've got a great collaboration going with the other guide dog states. And when some dogs sort of match particularly well with a client of theirs, we do an exchange of some sort, and we've got 2 that really suit their needs.
Yeah, oh, that's so good to hear. And it is really specific, isn't it? You match the dogs with the clients, so specific to their needs that you even sometimes, they have a trip interstate as a result.
Absolutely. In terms of matching, people don't realise that people walk faster or slower. Some people are taller and shorter. Some are louder, some are not, and you need to match the personality of the dog.
One of the louder people, that's for sure.
You need to match the personality of the dog with the personality of the person as well.
And so how do you do that? Is it like a matchmaking process? Do you get the person to fill out a form, or how is the matching done, Beth?
Yeah, well, we have guide dog mobility instructors who the first thing they do is go out to interview the client, have a chat to them, talk about the type of work they want the dog to do, where the dog would be going, have a look at the home. There might be some pets in there as well. So we need to evaluate that. And so they have that all written down, and then they have a bit of a personality list for the dogs. So some dogs are timid, some are loud, just like people, and some can cope in different environments better than other environments. So once they collate all that information, they match the client, a bit like Tinder.
Guide dog Tinder. How nice is that? Except I imagine it's hard for the dogs to swipe right with their paws, so someone has to physically do that for them, I assume. And what's how long does it take to train a guide dog at the moment?
So we start training them from puppies, so they arrive on our doorsteps about 8 to 10 weeks of age, and from then on we start training. So we do the basic skills that a dog should do: sit, stay, all those sort of things. And at about 12 to 14 months of age, they come into guide dogs, and this is where we do a 2-week assessment. Once the assessment is done, we then go on to formal training, which is about 6 months. Once that's finished, we then with the matching process, train the dog and the client together. So they have to learn the routes of where that client wants to go, where they work, what they do on the weekend, all that type of thing. And so sometimes if it's a first-time handler, that could take longer. If it's a person that has had a guide dog before, it may not take as long, but it's ongoing support for the life of the dog. Well, actually, the life of the working dog.
Yeah.
So once it's retired, we don't support, but all during their working life, we're there supporting the client and the guide dog, ensuring that we get the best results for both.
Oh, so some of that process might be handler training as well. If you've never handled a dog, and teaching people how to interact with their guide dog and what to do in the different cues, I imagine.
Definitely, that's really, really important. So they will be not only training to walk with the dog, but to look after the dog. Some of them may not have had a dog in their home before. So we do all that with them and help them. And, so it's quite a big process.
Yeah,
Just to add as well, Stacey, that a lot of people don't realise that guide dogs actually do all the training for a client way before they get a guide dog. So learning how to use a white cane, learning how to be, develop the independence within their homes and things like that. We do all that work there before they even think about having a guide dog.
Oh, wow. So you're so involved in the process as well before the dog comes along. How are you keeping up with demand at the moment, Aaron? I imagine there's a lot of demand for guide dogs in South Australia.
Yeah, the guide dog demand's pretty steady, and we're doing quite well matching our demand at this point in time. What's really exciting is the development of our facility dog program. There seems to be a lot of demand in terms of health and wellbeing dogs. So our assistance dog program trains facility dogs, and you may have heard about the ones at the airport, the courts, and a couple of schools as well.
Yeah, I have. I've known about the airport dog and the assistance dog at the courts as well, which I'm sure, would just make so many people down there feel a little bit more calm. And they're both can be anxious environments for some people, so I imagine that. And I've seen some schools have assistance dogs as well, but there is one school that I've been out to interview, and it's just the principal's dog comes in. Yeah. But are there specific guide dog trained dogs that are in some schools in Adelaide?
Yes, particularly of note is the one at FIVEAA Secondary School.
Oh yeah.
So we've got a dog that's specially trained to recognise certain cues, and the dog actually spends a lot of time seeking out how to comfort students and how to help students get the feel comfortable in the learning environment.
Oh, how beautiful, because they are such calming creatures, aren't they? I mean, we're looking at Esky now, just chilling on the floor here in the studio, not fazed by any of this. And I know my little Murray, who would be a terrible guide dog. I can't even train him to bring the ball back at the park. He likes to drop it 3 metres away from me for some reason. And I think, oh, God, it's getting harder and harder to bend down to pick up the ball. Yes. But they are calming creatures. If Murray can sense that I'm getting a bit upset or getting a bit emotional, he'll come and sit next to me. I think he can sense when my baby's kicking at the moment. Yeah. He's putting his head on my belly a lot, which is really nice. They're very intuitive creatures.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think that's just a natural instinct for them. But as Aaron said, with the assistance dogs, we actually train them to do specific tasks. And so that could be all sorts of different things for the child. And it's really important. Iris down at FIVEAA has done some wonderful work.
Yeah, beautiful. I imagine that's extremely comforting for the kids down there at the school and for those at the airport and the courts as well. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming in and having a chat with us today. And congratulations once again to all of our graduates. And very well done, Esky. Very good doggo down there. She's sleeping. Oh, I don't want to wake her. Maybe you'll have to stay for another half an hour in the studio. Don't wake her. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Stacey.
Thank you.
Esky, ambassador for Guide Dogs SA and NT there. Esky's handler, Beth Woods, and Aaron Chia, the CEO of Guide Dogs SA and NT. It's 4:15 here on 5AA. Another update from the cricket coming up, and then Rowie and Timmy G will be broadcasting from Karen Rolton Oval, so you'll hear from them as well.
Each week on the 5AA Sports Show, Rowie and Timmy G track down the sporting greats of years gone by. With 5AA's Where Are They Now? Thanks to Walco. Walco are at the centre of SA's biggest cover-up with their incredibly good-looking Walco mesh pool cover.
From your first call to after the funeral, the women of White Lady Funerals will be by your side. We are here to listen to you and to guide you. White Lady Funerals. Let our strength help you find yours.
Stratco Garden Centres have all your gardening supplies covered. So come in and check out our massive range of plants, trees, seedlings, pots and much more. Visit your local Stratco Garden Centre at Jeffs Cross or Gawler and talk to one of our professional horticulturalists. Our experts can help you with any garden-related questions, from how to best care for your lawn to the best plant for this time of year. So get into a Stratco Garden Centre now. However you bring the dream, Stratco will bring the how-to.
Treat your family and friends to something a little fancy from FIVEAA, your family liquor stores. Autumn brings some stunning colours and amazing SA-made wine varieties like smooth and fruity Pinot Noir, Tempranillo and Grenache. We have exciting new vodkas and gins and lovely liqueurs to mix with if you prefer a Negroni, Gimlet or Espresso Martini. And beer aficionados can always browse our craft beers, including hazy pales. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store for over 45 years.
Recently, new South Australian donor conception laws commenced. And in SA, we now have a central and secure online donor conception register, or it's known as the DCR. The DCR holds information about donor conception treatment undertaken in South Australia, and it dates back to the 1970s, where available and can be verified. So if this relates to you, tune in to Afternoons tomorrow, where we'll be hosting an interactive lounge. I'll be discussing the new laws and the DCR on air with SA Health representatives, and they'll also be available to take your calls off air. So learn about how the DCR balances the rights of people to know their genetic information with the privacy of their parents' donors. Find out more information by visiting sahealth.gov.au/donor conception. That's sahealth.sa.gov.au/donor conception. Or you can call into the interactive lounge tomorrow on 8223 0055.
Discover the world with Bunnock Tours and Phil Hoffman Travel. Family-run SIDS forever. Travel with these small group specialists with just enough guidance and freedom to explore. Dive deep into the heart of each destination with sightseeing and tipping included. Plus, return airfares on most tours. From ancient pyramids to bustling bazaars. Discover more of what you came to see with Bunnock Tours, because it's who you go with that matters. Visit pht.com.au.
Are you ready for retirement? Ready to hang up the blazer or tie and slip into some cosy activewear? Are you RCR ready? RCR Financial is your qualified and curious team of professionals, providing the steps you need now in order to get you ready for what's next. RCR Financial will help you reach your goals or set them with you. Are you ready to take the next step? Search for RCR Financial today or see us on the Parade, Norwood.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Eleven minutes to 4 here on 5AA. Quick score check from Karen Rolton Oval. South Australia and Queensland in the Sheffield Shield final. And South Australia are currently 2 for 40 down there. So seems like momentum is still on our side. Rowie and Timmy G will be broadcasting from the Oval this afternoon, so make sure you tune in after 4 o'clock. They'll have updates for you throughout the evening, and make sure you're listening to Rowie and Timmy G on Friday as well, because there is the Showdown Fish-Off happening. We're going to have a boat captained by Rowie and another one captured. I was going to say captured. I mean, depending on fishing skills, maybe the boat will be captured by Timmy G. It'll be Crows v Port with bragging rights on the line, so make sure you tune in from 4 o'clock on Friday to see who's taking out the inaugural trophy. And it's all thanks to Alpha Industries and Pepper's Cleaning Products, which are truck-strength cleaning products for your car, caravan, boat or home. And they're great for the home as well. I've got some of the Pepper's Cleaning products for my windows at home, and they They are spick and span. peppersaustralia.com.au. And you know what? While we're talking about Friday, little early promo for Foodie Friday, because Chris Jarmer's just sent us a bit of a hint about what he's cooking, and it looks yum. There's a big piece of meat involved. So make sure you're listening on Friday for Foodie Friday from 3 o'clock as well. Chris Jarmer just sent Sam and I a text and said, don't eat lunch on Friday. All right, deal, Chris. I won't eat lunch. I'm excited already. Still a couple days away. We've had quite a few discussions on the program this afternoon. Started off the program, we've bookended the program today talking about dogs. We started off talking about Valerie, the sausage dog who's been missing on Kangaroo Island for a year and a half. Poor old Valerie ran away from her owners while they were holidaying, and they couldn't catch her during the week that they were travelling on KI, and unfortunately her very sad owners, Georgia and Josh, had to head back home to Victoria. But Valerie, surprisingly, is doing well. We don't know she's doing well, but is alive and has been spotted on Kangaroo Island. A little sausage dog has lasted more than 500 days, and there is a wildlife organisation on KI, the Kangala Wildlife Rescue Group, who are attempting to find Valerie and catch her so she could be returned home. It's such a beautiful story. We were also talking about the budget, so if you've got some thoughts on anything we've been discussing on the program now, you can give me a call, 8223 0000. Maybe you've got some thoughts on the federal budget. AMP Chief Economist Shane Oliver joined me earlier, and so did Theo Fakari. He's from the Australian Association of Convenience Stores. He wants to see the next government, whoever it may be after May, pause the tobacco excise. And I said, I'm not sure this is going to be a popular policy to pause the tobacco excise. Of all the people who need some cost of living relief right now, is it smokers who are most in need? Theo thinks so, and there were quite a few of you that agreed with him on the text line here this afternoon. This person on the text line said that it's needed, that cigarettes should be frozen, the excise. I'm not a smoker, but the government has inadvertently created another branch of organised crime. Let smokers smoke, but continue to restrict where they can smoke so it doesn't affect non-smokers. Cigarette prices should be equivalent to the prices in other countries. I'm certain if the government created an excise on groceries equivalent to cigarettes, the general consumer would be attempting to buy their goods under the counter. I'm just not sure it would work that way, though. I just think if you're going to freeze the price of cigarettes while everything else continues to go up, you'll have a whole bunch more people smoking, because at the moment the cost is prohibitive for so many people, and I'd rather see fewer people smoking than more people. And Jenny has some thoughts on the tax cut. If you missed the tax cut that was announced in the federal budget, $5 a week from next year, from July next year, and then another $5 from 2027. Just a thought, it might not buy us a coffee, but if you're struggling, it would buy a bag of spuds, which might be helpful. There you go. It's a great idea, Jenny. Make sure they're locally grown potatoes as well. 8223 0000 is the number to call if you've got some thoughts on anything we've been talking about here. And Jen, thank you to Jen for your text. Main North Road, Jeps Cross heading south, big traffic jam. Steer clear. Oh, thank you for that. That's always a worry. So Main North Road at Jeps Cross heading south, big traffic jam. Oh, that's city bound as well. That won't be good as we head to the afternoon peak hour. So take care if you're in the area. We were also talking earlier on the program about our farming communities who, as we know, are struggling so much right now, and there will be a special screening of Just a Farmer, which is a film that's been made to raise awareness about the plight of our farmers across the country. There'll be a special screening of it at the Capri Theatre on April 9, and the funds that are going to be raised at that special screening are going to go towards raising awareness and getting support for farmers in our regions, mental health support for those in regional areas. So we've been getting a big response from some of you about that. Sharon on the text line, please tell me why the government won't pay the $3 million to pay for the fuel to get the hay out to the farmers. Why? It absolutely breaks my heart when this bloody government just does nothing for the heart and soul of farmers in this country who suffer so much. Without them, we are stuffed. I'm so angry. And then this text from Paul in Saddleworth. Well, the thing about farmers is when they have good years, they spend money on modern machinery and not save for the bad times. Then we need handouts. Strange that. Well, Paul, I think that's a bit rough. You can't really generalise in that way, I don't think. And you can prepare for the bad times, but no one knows how long the bad times are going to last. I mean, I didn't hear anyone predicting a drought this year, did you? It certainly wasn't being forecast by the Bureau as far as I remember. So I've got to be honest with you, Paul. I think that's a bit rough to say that, especially when farmers are struggling as they are at the moment. All right, Rowie and Timmy G are going to be broadcasting from Karen Rolton Oval, South Australia, taking on Queensland in the Sheffield Shield. Timmy G's down there now. Hello, Timmy.
Where's everyone going to sleep? G'day, Stacey. How you going? Yes, we've got a beautiful atmosphere here. Let me tell you that the Sacra have done a marvellous job at turning KRO into an absolute spectacle. We've got a good crowd already. It's only the first day, so South Australia off to an absolute flyer too, getting Queensland all out 95. So, and just hanging in there at the moment. Looks like none for... Oh, I'm going to guess 46. There you go. I can't see the scoreboard.
It's 2 for 41.
So it's a good start.
2 for 41, Timmy.
There we go.
And I see you
Beautiful.
wearing your
I'm glad you got
blue.
it in front of you. I am indeed. It's a Sacca hat presented to me. So Rowie's got the other one, which is quite nice. So we're looking forward to a really good day here as we do our show from here. We've got plenty happening too. A young debutant for Port Adelaide with a bit of a difference. Father-son, Stewie Cochrane. His lad Tom making his debut after a couple of really exciting trial games. He just was on fire, and because they got a few injuries, an opportunity has arisen. So he's going in, which is really exciting. We're doing Where Are They Now with Keith Gregg, who's a dual Brownlow medalist champion for North Melbourne. We're covering all things Adelaide and Port Adelaide, and we've got Jimmy Bartell on as a regular and Riley O'Brien as well. So it should be a great night.
Looking forward to it, Timmy. Have fun down there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Rowie and Timmy G live from Karen Rolton Oval for the Sheffield Shield final. So make sure you stay listening. It's time for me to head out of here now, though. Thank you so much for your calls and your texts, and I will talk to you from 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sport show. It's the very latest in sport, live from Adelaide. Enjoy the crisp